Japanese Tales, The Dog and His Wife. A young man of the capital once went for a walk in the mountains that rise so attractively north of the city. As the sun sank in the sky, he became more and more lost, and ended up with no idea how to get back. There seemed to be no shelter anywhere, a problem which worried him greatly, till at last he glimpsed a hut far down in a hollow. It was a human dwelling, at least, and he gratefully made his way to it. A pretty young girl of 20 came out when she heard him, and the sight of her gladdened his heart still more. She, on the other hand, seemed troubled, and asked what he was doing there. Well, he explained. "I couldn't find any shelter for the night," he said, "and I was very glad to see your place." "No one ever comes here," she answered. "The master will be back soon, and when he finds you, he'll be sure you're my boyfriend." "What'll you do then?" "Oh, I'll think of something. The thing is, I can't possibly get home tonight. I just have to stay." "All right, if you must. I'll tell him you're an older brother I haven't seen for years. You were walking in the mountains when you got lost and came here by chance. Remember that. And when you get back to town, do not tell anyone about us." "I understand," said the young man. "Thank you very much. I will not tell a soul, if that's the way you want it." She led him inside and spread him a mat to sit on. Then she came very close. "Actually," she whispered, "I am a gentleman's daughter from the capital. This creature stole me, and for years now he's done with me as he pleases. He'll be back any minute. You'll see what I mean. Not that he doesn't give me everything I need," she sobbed pathetically. As far as the young man could tell, this creature of hers must be some sort of demon. He was terrified. Night fell. Outside, something howled. While the young man's insides churned with fear, the girl went to open the door, and in came an enormous white dog. Why, the girl was his wife. At the sight of the visitor, the dog stopped short and howled loudly again. The girl hastened to tell her story about the young man being her brother. "I'm so happy to see him," she cried, and burst into tears. The dog did seem to listen. Then he came in and lay down by the fire, while the girl sat beside him spinning hemp. Shortly she served a very nice meal. When it was over, the young man lay down to sleep, while the dog retired to an inner room and went back with the girl. The next morning the girl brought the young man breakfast and whispered to him again that he must never tell anyone. "Come back sometime, though," she said. "Now he believes that you're my brother. I'll gladly do anything I can for you." The young man promised silence and said he would return. Then he finished his breakfast and set off to town. He had no sooner arrived than he began blabbing the story to everyone. The word spread, and some spirited braves wanted right off to go and shoot the dog and bring this woman back. They got the young man to guide them. A couple of hundred set off, each well armed with bow, arrows, and club. They reached the place soon enough and spotted the hut down in the hollow. "There it is," they shouted. The dog heard them, came out to see, and recognized the young man. Darting back inside, he emerged in a moment, driving the girl before him. Both fled deeper into the mountains. The intruders shot many arrows at them, but scored no hits. Next, they tried to pursue, but the dog and the girl fairly flew, until the youths decided that they must be supernatural, and gave up. Once, back and down, the man who had started all the trouble suddenly fell very ill, and he laid down. In 2 or 3 days, he was fully dead. The dog was surely a god of the mountain, and the man who told about him was very foolish indeed. No one ever saw the dog or girl again.